Jeff and Jeremy. It's like a radiogasm.
I said, hey, babe, check it out on the podcast.
Apple Podcast, Google Podcast,
And Spotify.
all this is going viral.
Okay.
All right, Jeff and Jeremy, come on down.
We're here.
Well,
We're up. It's Friday. Come on. How can you not be up for that?
I tell you, every day it gets to Friday, I'm like, man, the week's flies.
Every
man.
day it gets to Friday?
Every
You mean
week when
like
it gets to Friday,
every Friday?
I can't believe another week is down, man. It's crazy. So, anyways, yeah, welcome to Friday, the weekend. What's the weather? It's supposed to be nice this weekend.
Yeah, well, at least where I live, it is. It's supposed to be, kids are thrilled because Sunday is supposed to be in the mid to upper 80s.
I was going to say, I mean, are they getting excited for the water park to open? But they don't have to get excited for that anymore because you have a pool in your yard. And I saw they've been swimming in it for like more than like a last couple weeks.
Yeah, we got a like this cover that goes over it. And
Does it have bubbles on it?
it looks like bubble wrap.
Yeah.
It looks like bubble wrap. It's
It's been around for a long time.
$100 and it warms up the pool. And I was like,
That's a good job.
How much could it warm up the pool? And geez, I'm so wildly surprised because we had it on there first week. We had it on there. It really wasn't that nice out. It was cold. We wouldn't have been swimming in the pool anyways on those days. And I go to check it after a week of putting it on there, and the temperature of the water is like 74. I was like, whoa.
So
This
after
thing
a
really
week, how
works.
much did it come up?
It came up 8 degrees. No,
Wow.
68, 6 degrees.
6 degrees. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it was just an overcast kind of week. Yeah. I don't think you need direct sunlight. But yeah.
Well, reading up on them,
80s up there in North County this weekend.
reading up on them, it's the
70s at the beaches.
it's the overnight effect, and the overnight effect is that it will not, whatever heat that it traps during the day, if you keep the cover on it, that heat won't come up overnight, or not as much. Like the heat won't,
it insulates it.
Yeah, it insulates it overnight because it gets damn cold still.
No, we had a stand-up pool, and we had the bubble wrap. I mean, back in the 80s. I mean, that stuff's been around for a long time.
I always thought it was a hoax, though. I didn't think it would work.
Yeah. Don't you have a solar heater, too?
Yeah, I do.
On your roof?
It's got a leak in it, and then
Oh.
it's hard to get people to come out and get stuff fixed.
How does that work? They put it up on your roof, and then the pump pumps it up there through the solar panels and back down? And,
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Puts it up there, it stays up there, heats it up, and then at some point during the day when the pump comes on, it cycles it back into the pool, and then it takes the water that's in the pool and puts it back up on the roof. So it's kind of a...
What kind of leak are we talking about? You just go put
It's
some
small. It's
leak
small, but it would cause,
patch on there?
I probably could hit it with some Flex Seal,
Yeah, there you go.
but
Flex Seal's great
I
stuff.
don't want to do that.
Why not?
Because and we didn't get to this yesterday, even though we talked about it.
Oh, the big splurge.
I'm learning now that when I DIY stuff, some things that I do not understand, I shouldn't attempt to DIY.
It can end up costing you more money.
I had a sprinkler head that was leaking, and it was leaking around the clock, which means you're using a lot of water. And a friend of mine said, "Oh, you should give these guys a call." And I was like, "I'll just get out there with a shovel and fix it myself. Just get a new sprinkler head cover and sprinkler head and put it on there."
Mount.
Yeah. And then I was like looking at it, and I was like, I don't have the time to do that. Because you have to dig out the ground.
Sure.
Find where the leak is.
This is the perk of having a landlord. I just call him up.
Make
and
sure
he has his guy come out and fix it.
no, absolutely.
And he's done it 100
envy
times, so
you.
he knows.
I envy you. I
That's
really
the
do.
only thing you should envy me about, as far as that goes.
And then I was all ready to go and do it, but then I was running out of time, and I didn't want to deal with it. And I was like, fine, I'll just give this guy a call. So I gave a guy a call. It's Premier Irrigation, and the guy comes out, and
You're like,
he's like,
how much is this $200 sprinkler head going to cost me? I'm like,
the guy, Sean is his name. He comes out, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? And he's like, where's your valves at? And I, valves? What the hell's a valve?
I know he's talking about for the sprinklers, yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, the control's back here. Well, then why don't you follow me? And we're walking by the valve, and he goes, oh, there's your valve right there. And I was like, oh, okay.
Look at that. I learned something.
And
now you're getting an education at least.
And he goes, yeah, likely what's happening, and this is why, okay, I've got to be more open to calling experts, okay? Because this is what the guy says. He goes, oh yeah, it's just a little diaphragm in your side of your valve. What's happening is it's causing water to come out little by little. It's probably worn.
So the sprinkler head itself was fine.
Sprinkler head's fine.
It was the valve back here was delivering water to it when it shouldn't be.
And it's the lowest part of the yard, so he was able to realize, okay, it's the lowest part of the yard, so gravity is bringing it down.
And you were thinking the water is just constantly there until it turns on, and then a valve is inside the sprinkler head, but it's actually back here. Oh,
yes.
I see.
Yes. So the valve is back up by the house.
You should have asked me. I could have came over. I know that.
And I did not know that. So I would have dug up my yard. I still wouldn't have been able to fix it, which would have meant I would have kept digging up the yard.
I've done stuff like this.
I was like, oh, cool. And he's like, yeah, I actually have one in the van. I'll just, charge you what the service charge is. And I was like, what's the service call? And he's like, $75. I was like, oh, okay.
Not a bad deal
well,
at
while
all.
I have you here, come back here and look at the drip line.
Hey, how much can I get out of this $75?
No, the
You got a
dude
few
was
more
awesome.
minutes?
The guy was awesome because he's
What do you change it in like 10 minutes?
Huh?
What do
Oh
you-
my God, less than that.
Pop it off, do-do-do,
I was like,
do-do-do.
my son's chasing us around the house, and then he disappeared right at that crucial moment. And I was like, oh, I gotta go find my son. I'll be right back. And by the time I went and found my son, I came back. He's like, all right, it's all fixed. I was
see?
like, you're kidding me.
Now he's like, oh, good timing. Let's fix it while he's not here so he can't watch me, and then he'll have to call me again if it happens again.
He showed me the problem part, and he said, this is your problem right here.
Huh.
And then
How much was the part?
he said he had an extra one in his van.
Oh, and
He
he was
didn't-
just going to charge you a service fee, so it probably wasn't
he
much.
didn't charge me for the part. No, he told me that if he had to charge me for the part, it was going to be the service fee and then the part.
Oh.
But he's like, you know what? I had an extra one in the van. It's fine.
They're probably not much.
And I was like, seriously?
If you probably knew how to do it, it was probably like a $5 fix.
Right, absolutely. But I don't. I would have dug up my yard.
Oh, I know.
So
I
that
know.
$75 was $75.
No, I do stuff like this all the time.
$75 well spent. And he did give me advice on my drip line. And I said, hey, how much would you charge me to put this drip line in back here? He's like, probably be like around $200. I was like, oh. And he goes, yeah, but it's pretty easy to put in. You could just put it in yourself and just give me a call if you have any questions. I was like, really? How do you stay in business?
Well, he's probably looking for bigger jobs, like where they get to put a whole system in.
That's what he told
Don't
me.
waste his time doing a drip line. I'd rather just tell you about this, and then maybe one day, if you really need me, I'll be here. That's what my folks did with their pool boy. Like, he set up their pool for them when they first moved in, because they hadn't had a pool in a long time.
Uh-huh.
And then, after a couple months, my stepdad's like, hey, can you show me how to? He's like, yeah, I'll show you how to do this. He goes, you're not going to be upset that we're not going to pay? No, it's fine. But you would just, do me a favor. When you need the big service done, give me a call. Because that's what they want to do. They don't want to come test water. I mean,
Not my
God,
pool
it's
guy.
testing water.
My pool guy's all about withholding information.
Well, if my stepdad
My
ever
pool-
comes and visits, I'll send him over to your house, and he'll teach you how to do the water. It's super
I
easy.
am convinced my pool guy is an ex-CIA operative.
Whoa.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Hey, Jeff and Jeremy here. So when you go to other people's houses, I don't know if you are this way. I am this way. Are you a little nosy when you go to their house for the first time and you want to check it out? Like, it's not everybody's house, but if it's the first time I'm over at somebody's house, and anytime we get a vacation rental house, like a VRBO or an Airbnb, and I'm with other friends, the first thing I have to do is figure out where the stereo, the sound system is, the fireplace, all the buttons. I want to know what every button does, every light, every fan. It doesn't matter. It's before I unpack. And my friends that I've stayed with before, they laugh at me. They're like, "Oh my gosh, there he goes. He's got to figure it out." For me, it's usually the sound system first and foremost, right?
Well, that's important. You got to have music.
Yeah,
when you're
because
on
we're going
vacation.
for the weekend, and I want to have music on right away. I got to get my Stevie Wonder.
I
on.
get nosy from a standpoint of how they did certain things in the house. Like, I look at like the walls, the textures of the walls. If I like the way,
Oh, you're Dwight Schruting it. You're starting to measure doorways and check batteries and smoke
like
alarms.
the way that they put the windows in. If I like the windows, if they're efficient or not. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Did you hear what Kira Cedric did when she got invited to Tom Cruise's house for the first time?
No, this is Kevin Bacon's wife. Kira Sedgwick?
Yes.
Okay.
They got invited over for dinner with a bunch of other celebrities, and she got real nosy, and it got her into a lot of trouble.
That's a house I would not go poking around in because, next thing you know,
You're a Scientologist.
you got Dianetics on your ass.
Trap door. Oh, no! So Kira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon were invited over to Tom Cruise's house for dinner. They'd never been there before. Good morning, by the way, Jeff and Jeremy. We were just talking about the fact that you get nosy when you go over to somebody's house for the first time, kind of check it out. I mean, it all depends. But if it's Tom Cruise's house, aren't you going to be a little bit kind of curious?
Yeah, super.
I mean, number one, it's a mansion. Number two, it's just Tom Cruise. He's very kind of
He's mysterious.
tightly wound mysterious. He's but I don't know if recluse is the right word, but you know what I mean.
There's weird stuff going on.
He's not
with
out
Tom
there.
Cruise.
He's not Charlie Sheen. He's not having live cameras and porn stars over. Even though I would be
but
very
he
curious
did
at Charlie Sheen's house too.
Katie Holmes into marrying.
Yeah, that
which
is
was still one of
that
the
whole
biggest
time. If you go
mysteries
back,
of the day.
Young girl gets her pregnant right away. Just weird. Anyways, this was on the Drew Barrymore show,
yes.
Which I don't know if that's on TV or what, but the internet or what. But anyways,
I don't think it's on TV around here.
She was telling her, Kira Sedgwick was, about this time that she got invited with some other celebrities to go to Tom Cruise's house for dinner, and she kind of wandered off.
We got invited over for dinner with lots of famous people like Demi Moore and Bruce Willis. Rob Reiner was there. So there was this fireplace mantle, and I was looking around, and there was this little button underneath the mantle. So I pressed the little button.
The Matt Lauer button.
What do you think happened when she pressed the button?
I think
under the mountain.
Under the mountain?
Under the mantle, sorry.
Under the mountain? That would be weird.
I'll tell you right now, it had nothing to do with the fireplace.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was hidden under the mantle.
I would have thought it would just turn on the fireplace.
Because I just thought maybe something interesting will happen.
Like the wall will turn around.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then I'll be in the, Dianetics Scientology den.
Nothing happened, and then I got a little nervous. It's like, oh, that doesn't seem right. So I tapped Tom on the shoulder, and I said, I pressed this button down here. And he was like, you press that button? And I said,
and then his lightning came out of his eyes, and
happened, and then I got a little nervous. It's like, oh, that doesn't seem right. So I tapped Tom on the shoulder, and I said, I pressed this button down here. And he was like, you press that button? And I said, yeah. And he goes, that's the panic button. And so the cops came. I think there were 5 cop cars. It was something. I didn't get invited back.
Come on, Tom! You got this cool, hidden button. I find it. It's the panic button to call the cops.
For some reason, I don't picture Tom Cruise being as calm as Kira Sedgwick painted the picture on that one. I figure he'd go all crazy and freak out. You push that button, man? Don't push that button, man.
I don't know. It's so weird. I know he freaked out on Oprah's couch, but
can you control your girl, man?
but a lot of times he's a pretty chill guy.
Weren't they in?
How disappointed would you be? This is just the alarm. I mean, come on. Are you serious? Come on. Show me your dungeon. Come on. I know you have a dungeon, Tom. I know you have. Katie's down there right now, probably tied up.
Kevin Bacon wasn't in Outsiders. I know Tom Cruise was. I guess Kevin Bacon wasn't.
I don't know. I don't know if I've even seen that.
Oh, they were all kids. The Outsiders? Come on, you know the Outsiders. Pony Boy?
It doesn't ring a bell.
Are you serious? You've never seen the Outsiders?
I mean, I don't know, Jeff. There's been a lot
The Outsiders!
I don't have the best memory of my childhood.
Ralph Macchio?
No, I don't think so. Is it
Pony Boy?
You tell me I should go watch it?
You've never seen the Outsiders.
Is it something I should go see?
You've seen the Outsiders. I mean, it was we had to watch it.
You can watch
school.
it for free right now on Tubi, whatever that is.
Soda Pop Curtis? I mean, seriously, dude, are you serious?
Nah.
The Outsiders. It was about gangs, childhood gangs.
I don't think so. But I'm looking at everybody in it, and they all look familiar.
Yeah, because they're
Matt Dillon's in it.
I mean, C. Thomas Howell.
No, I don't think I saw it. C. Thomas Howell.
Which I always thought it'd be cool to have the first name C.
But anyways,
a letter C.
You brought it up for a reason. The Outsiders.
Well, because I thought Kevin Bacon was in it as well, because it was such an ensemble cast. I mean, it was
everybody back in the day.
It was Emilio Estevez. It was Tom Cruise. It was Patrick Swayze. It was Matt Dillon. It was Rob Lowe. It was Ralph Macchio. It was C. Thomas Howell. But no Tom Bacon. I thought for sure Tom Bacon was in the cast. That's why I was going to ask you.
Tom Bacon.
I mean,
You said Tom Bacon.
Kevin Bacon. No Kevin Bacon, because I thought for sure Kevin Bacon would, that's where they met. Where do you think Kevin Bacon and Tom Cruise, run across paths?
I don't know, at their 9th birthday party. I have no idea.
Or could have been if they were part of the Outsiders. I mean, those guys were young then.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I guess the lesson here is just be careful what button you push or where you snoop off to at a stranger's house.
Mr. Nosy Guy, have you ever gotten in trouble?
Have I ever been caught?
Searching around somebody's house?
It was close once. I was going upstairs to use the bathroom, and I was poking around a little bit. And I walked into their bedroom, and then I heard somebody coming up the stairs, so I popped out of the doorway, and she was like,
"Can I help you?"
Yeah, she's like, "Are you lost?" And I said, "No, I'm looking for the bathroom. This obviously isn't it." She goes, "Oh, well, you can use ours. It's right there. It's it's off the bedroom there." Like, oh, okay. She goes, "The other one's over here."
Creep. You know that commercial? I love those old Southwest commercials.
You don't want to look in people's bedrooms? That's where they hide all the good stuff.
No, I don't.
I mean, I don't want to open drawers. I just,
I don't know. That would require me going over to other people's houses. I don't do that very often. I love that old Southwest commercials when the lady's doing what you're talking about, and she's in the bathroom, and she was like checking out stuff, and then she goes to look in the medicine cabinet. And remember, old medicine cabinets have those glass shelves in them. Yeah. And she goes and she looks at it, and the glass shelf falls down, and it breaks everything else in the medicine cabinet.
What is that from?
It's a Southwest commercial. Want to get away?
Oh, God, I thought that was from a movie, too.
It's great.
Maybe that's just the commercial.
I love that commercial. It's been years since it's been on.
Anyways.
So good.
Wake up.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
You got a pup, and he's pretty photogenic. I thought about this.
Your dog.
Well, for my dog.
Sell your dog out.
Anheuser-Busch is looking for a dog to be their taste tester and model, I guess, for their dog beer. They call it, it's actually made of bone broth.
What makes you think your dog's good enough looking to be?
He's a pretty good looking dog. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he has to be the best looking dog. I think he just has to have the right look, and I think George does. The problem is, do you
send him a link to the dog's Instagram account, because your dog does have an Instagram?
Yes,
account.
that's exactly. I was thinking this could be easy, but then it's $20,000. I mean, wouldn't it be worth to send a link? And they look at your Instagram account and go, of course, what they want you to do is kind of write out a little cover letter. But then I realized, well, they want you to do all the social media, which is what you have to do. So, yeah, it's not like you just send them some pictures of your dog and then, you get $20,000. No, they want you to constantly, probably daily, if not weekly if not daily, do some sort of post about this dog brew.
Well, and you have to have a lot of followers.
Which is bone broth for dogs.
Your dog is probably, as far as dogs go on the internet, probably not followed very
no, he's largely. Not. I mean,
despite how great looking you think he is.
I think he's a good looking dog. There's a lot of good looking dogs on there. Let's see, how many follows does George have? Yeah, 172.
Yeah, that's not going to cut them off.
He's got people that we follow that are in the hundreds of thousands.
People or dogs?
Dogs.
Oh, okay.
Here's Eggnog the bulldog. Eggnog the bulldog has 321,000 followers. George has 172.
You've heard me talk about the
Eggnog's hilarious, by the
way. The children's cartoon, or all ages cartoon, I will say, on the Cartoon Network, called We Bare Bears.
Oh, I heard you bring it up. Yeah.
There's a big, one of the big storylines on We Bare Bears, especially the movie, is animals and how many followers they have on Instagram.
Really?
It's quite funny, yes. There's a big market for dogs and cats and koalas and
so if you have free time on your hands,
and
you could do this. You could just Google Anheuser-Busch First Batch is what they call it. I guess last year they sold out of it. within 24 hours. Now they're looking for a spokesmodel. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. The dog will be paid $20,000 to become the chief tasting officer and will be responsible for tasting, testing, quality control, and fulfilling duties such as an ambassador for the product. The dog will also become a featured creator for Bush's social media. Perks of the position include pet insurance and a free supply of dog brew. Owners interested in it need to get their S together and, subscribe or apply.
Bush CTO contest is the hashtag that they're looking for. You guys ever, since you guys are such dog people, did you ever contemplate getting a Subaru? Because I know Subaru markets to dog people, and I do think that it is very effective marketing. I see a lot of
Who
dogs.
makes Subaru?
Subaru makes Subaru.
I mean, where are they from? Is that an American company? Or is it?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I
like to buy American made.
But you drive a Honda.
No, I drive a GMC.
But your wife drives a Honda.
Well, she's not me.
Okay.
I can't control what she does. She wants to buy from the Japanese.
Did she ever contemplate buying a Subaru because she's such a dog person?
I used to have a Nissan.
She's created a
and a Honda and a
Instagram account for your dog. That makes her a dog person. Okay. She ever contemplate getting a Subaru? Because I've always wondered if that marketing really, if it pays off. Like if Subaru, because I've noticed a lot of people who drive Subarus do have dogs, and they market to pet owners. Subaru does. I mean, they do. I think I saw
something. Maybe it must have been a Subaru where they had a little ramp that came down on the back, and they had a water bowl built in to the back of the Outback. And I'm not interested in a Subaru.
Yeah, no, they give a lot of money to the ASPCA. I think they give money to the Woods Humane Society.
Oh, good. That's good.
To get in good graces with dog owners. I was just wondering, since you're such a dog person, if Subaru
I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid.
Ever crossed your...
I mean, I love dogs, and I love my dog, but I'm not. It's not going to determine what I drive.
Yeah, but if you get the right mat in the back of a Subaru, I mean, it's perfect for a dog vehicle. Because it's really not a perfect anything else vehicle. You could do a lot of stuff, maybe some suitcases. It's just a bigger trunk that is... I
need a truck.
That's okay to have...
Maybe if they made a truck.
A station wagon. Yeah, Subaru's not making trucks. And if they are, you're not using it to tow a boat.
It's funny, GM is now starting to do a lot of electric vehicles, and they've got the Hummer. Now they've got a truck coming out. They're going to have an electric truck. I don't know.
It's cool.
Weird times. My buddy plays a lot in the stock market, and he goes, it's huge right now. GM is number one, progressive-wise, with the electric vehicle market. I would have never guessed that. As far as what they're planning on doing.
Right.
And
they bring back the Hummer, and it's an oxymoron. It used to be a gas guzzler. Now it's zero carbon footprint. It's crazy.